Start the recording.
Yes.
So, like I was, summarizing that, okay, in today's world, like Sam's, addressed 120,000 people, from all over the globe in one Zoom meeting of 40 minutes, where everybody got coaching and guidance from him. What his expectations are from 120,000 professionals who are in service of different kinds. So Dr. Winfred has joined us. Welcome, Dr. Winfred.
Thank you.
So I received a wonderful photo of Dr. Winfred, and I immediately updated our profile so that now the profile looks very professional.
Wow, thank you very much.
I just did that. So now the new profile link is also available, which can be shared with everybody. And I think we have got all the tools needed to basically, transform our long presentation into the targeted presentation, which we need to present to every stakeholder. So everyone of all the group members are welcome to actually make a very short 5 slides, 10 slides presentation from that, 60-page presentation which I've shared, so that, the target audiences gets that information which they require.
Wow, thank you very much.
So we should be doing that. So now let me summarize, I think most of the key players are here. I don't know what happened to Mark, and Mark has not joined us from Uganda as yet. So, but anyways, I think we will share, the updates with him. He's a busy gentleman, working on this project of lightening up 4 cities in Uganda. So he is very, very busy person working on those projects. So I will not sort of take up his time if he's not available for these meetings. But he regularly gets our updates and then, starts the execution part. So now let me summarize, what has happened in our meeting in Sierra Leone. We had a very wonderful meeting with the leadership team of Sierra Leone, and some exciting development has happened, in that particular meeting of really, and I believe now that the same Sierra Leone model can be duplicated in all countries of East Africa also. Okay, the model in a nutshell was that everyone requires funding, right? And we made a commitment that, okay, the funding, we have got about $11 billion available for each country, okay, to execute our climate smart projects. All right, that is available. And what we have agreed on in Sierra Leone is that the Central Bank of Sierra Leone will actually become a gold bank. Okay, and they will be doing their transactions in pure gold coin. So the first model like that would be developed. And since our gold supplier, the large gold supplier from Hong Kong, only sells gold to, big players like central banks. So what we are doing is this, that, okay, central bank will be actually getting that 200 metric ton gold, and then that gold will be distributed to all the citizens of that country in the form of pure gold coin. That way, everybody gets uplifted. In a similar way, all the universities' budgets, etc., whatever budget they have, will be enhanced by 5%, so that they can enjoy and do all their projects in an inflation-free manner. So that is what we would like to do in all East African countries also, by working directly with the central bank, so that all the citizens have direct accounts with the central bank of the country. And then all the sort of waste associated or cost associated with operating an account in a regular commercial bank gets minimized. So Ambassador Mokweni can probably summarize, in detail as to what we are doing in Sierra Leone, and then we will be actually duplicating that in all countries of East Africa.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mufadal Maiza. Yes, we have successfully incorporated Cycler Relief Climate Smart Trust as a social enterprise. Then also Cycler Relief International Limited. So Cycler Relief International Limited is what we are using for the trading of gold. We have successfully, by Monday, we will conclude our transaction with our partner in Ocon. So now, the Cycler Relief Climate Smart Trust will open a bank account with the Central Bank of Sierra Leone, where we will convert that to a gold bank. Now, our representative, which is the executive director, is a big personality, is an honorable in Sierra Leone. We'll be having a meeting with the president on Monday to finalize the arrangement for the operation of the opening of the bank account. So as soon as we have that, then automatically Sierra Leone will become a gold bank, a CBN, a central bank of gold bank, whereby we will lodge all our goods, 200 metric tons. So now, other things we are going to do, we are going to acquire the 15,000 hectares for our campus now. So yesterday we discussed with them, they have been able to secure about 6,000 hectares. So we are waiting for the remaining 9,000 hectares to have making 15,000. So we are looking at about 2 or 3 phases of these hectares, where it's not going to be in the same location anyway. So we have a fruitful conversation with the team in Sierra Leone, and they are ready to commence operation on next week Monday to start all the necessary documentation about the banking and other areas of the hectares. I think that is what we are at this stage in Sierra Leone. Thank you.
So I will give the floor to Dr. Winfred to share the update from Nairobi to see how and what sites have been finalized, and how we want to initiate. Basically, we have agreed that okay, we will be doing the linkages with all the university campuses, and the first thing which we would like to build, I think, in all countries of Africa is Sam's Wheel of Life Farm School Health Center in all the university campuses, and that health center will also become Sam's TQL Club offices, basically. So we don't need any extra office space. All the health centers which we are building in the university campuses will become our offices as per Startup New York program. So Dr. Winfred, please provide the update from Kenya.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. I would want to express my gratitude for the way the program is being appreciated in Kenya, and I'm not even stripping because there are so many phone calls from all corners. I was able to talk to the Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Industrialization yesterday. We have a meeting with my team on Tuesday to meet the Cabinet Secretary. When we briefed her about the program, he was very excited, and he said he would want to get the documentation and get my presentation on Tuesday. Then we talked also to the governor of one of the county governors in Nyandarua, and we have an appointment to go and see him on the ground on Thursday. He's willing to sign with us. He has a big chunk of RAD that was purposed by the government for our campus. It has not been executed, so he wants us to discuss with a few of giving us some idle capacities of RAD and other facilities that are not operational, so that we can be able to come on table and discuss further. I talked also to the CEO of Badari Maritime Academy at the coast. They are very excited. They want me to provide them with documentation and the presentation of our program. They say they are ready and willing to partner with us. Then I also talked to some private property owner, an Indian who owns 39,000 acres of RAD between Mombasa and Nairobi. It's closer to Mombasa than here. He's willing to discuss with us on the probability of either partnership or selling off. It's a single owner, an Indian. So he's willing to offload to us 39,000 acres. Then yesterday and 2 days ago, I was able to present the programs to my husband, who is in South Africa. And luckily, he was sitting with the cabinet minister, planning and international affairs for Gaumadang state. He has talked to me twice, and he says he's willing to engage with all the federal states of Somalia, the 5 federal states, and he is persuaded, more than persuaded, they are going to sign in the programs. And they say they are coming here on 26th. They are willing to give me a meeting where we can discuss about the modalities of the program. But I told them I would want you to talk to them, because right now they are seated with my husband, so that you can have a brief on what we can do in Somalia, and we progress from there. They are very excited about this program, and he says he has never sat on table to discuss this kind of a program in the life of Somalia. So we have ready ground. They also want us to engage with Ethiopia and Djibouti. So we will be talking about seven countries who are ready and willing to sign with us. So that is a very big positive for me. I have about 5 other RAD owners. We'll be meeting them within the week, so that I also explain to them what their expectations are, with a view of signing some JV or some understanding on the way forward. Mount Kenya University is also willing to sign with us. I just highlighted to them a brief. I've not given them the entire executive summary. So they are waiting for me to do that. Now, with the Ministry of Industrialization, where the Small and Medium Enterprise Authority falls under, they are being a little bit selfish. They want the program to land to enter our government through the Ministry of Industrialization, which is a good thing, because it is the only authority that we can easily discuss on table without a lot of protocols, because of the SMEs that are registered within the authority. So that is good news for us. And I'm excited as a person. I have committed to step down anything else I've been doing in the past, and focus on the program, so that we do not have any gaps because of time and resources. So I'm excited to report that. Thank you very much.
Excellent. So I think the only input I have is that, we have got the permission to share, the meeting we had with the Sierra Leonean, high officials of the government, and the plans, which we have developed for Sierra Leone. That recording can be shared with everybody. And basically, in all countries of Africa, that program can be adapted. with enhancement, or can be sort of localized for each country. But the program has been developed, okay, and they are also planning to hold a conference, basically a climate smart conference in a university in Freetown. Most probably it won't be a physical conference, it will be a virtual conference, so that all universities of Africa can participate in that. The leaders of the African state can participate in it, so that in that one-day conference, we would like to present what Sierra Leone is doing in terms of transforming that country into climate smart country, and then that model can be duplicated, in all African countries.
Okay. Apart from the presentation that you've shared, is there any more write-up, or we are good to go with the presentation on the video?
I think we are very good to go with the presentation which I've shared, which has to be customized, because my experience is that nobody has the ability and the stamina to go through the 60 slides, which has been developed by Dr. Paul Olivier. And it has got a lot of information in it, like you stated, So it's a very comprehensive, program, which any person of any background can get all relevant information, because when you go to all the links and all the references which has been presented, you can really, it's a lifetime of Dr. Paul Olivier's work, which has been summarized in that presentation. So that presentation is, self-sustaining in a way, but now for us to really, we don't want to share that whole thing with everybody. So we want to simplify that. Maybe we want to now put some, Swahili and local language sort of write-ups also with each slide, so that then people can comfortably understand in the local languages also, besides English. So that presentation can be customized for, all stakeholders according to their capacity.
It's very encouraging because I know Tanzania, they would want to use Kiswahili for presentation. I would also want a Swahili format for our local communities. Most of the beneficiaries are farmers.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to present the programs in our national dialect, which is the Kiswahili.
Sure. And I think in our presentation also, we can sort of embed what, Brother Ignace has developed. He has sort of, like I asked him to, summarize our 1 hour presentation into something like 5 and 7 minutes, so that everybody can comprehend, what we are talking about. So he has started that process of developing a 5 to 7 minute video explaining, it's just a video, with Ignace presenting everything. But now if we can sort of add some images, add some pictures, etc., related to our program, that will make the whole presentation very interesting.
Wow, thank you very much. And as you say, every country is unique in its own challenges and solutions. Mm-hmm. So the readers will be empowered to customize the presentation based on their location.
Based on the location, exactly.
Yes.
And one important thing which we agreed, in that, and which I thought was the biggest accomplishment, was that we don't want really any outside help or foreign help coming into an African country to re-engineer that country. So my mission is that I will make sure that all the local people, okay, there are 7 million people in Sierra Leone. So I will be really pulling out, the gems from those 7 million people, And then those 7 million people will be trained by Dr. Paul Olivier, by Ken Telford, so that they are the people who are actually doing the re-engineering of their own country. And no outsider is coming into place. So that is our self-sustaining model, that we want to make it self-sustaining in all aspects. Human beings will be self-sustaining, they will be enabled, they will be trained, and the natural resources of every land will be, transformed into value, so that, that's their money. It's not a money coming from outside, to do the projects. So that was an exciting part which we have agreed on in Sierra Leone. And I think we would like to duplicate that model in all countries of Africa.
Yeah, so the human capital will have to be local.
Everything has to be local. Everything has to be local, because the local, that is actually, Procter and Gamble philosophy also. Okay. P&G is a global company, right? So now when P&G came to Pakistan, Pakistan is a very challenging country. Okay. And, I was part of the startup team. So my assignment was that all the global standards has to be met. No compromise on the global standards. Okay. When you make P&G products, but it should be made, by local people. And since we had our first plant in a very difficult area of Balochistan, which is was a very challenging situation for us. They didn't want people from Karachi to go to Balochistan to work on that plant. They wanted the Balochistan people, the local people who are actually talking the local language, to be working in our plant and working and implementing the global standards of Procter & Gamble and producing those products according to those standards. So that is a globalization concept, which I've been sort of expert in implementing. And that was an experience I got from Procter & Gamble.
One question. How many projects are ongoing now as at today?
Well, as of today, we have a site identified in Texas, okay?
Texas.
And in Texas, USA. Okay, it's a 163-acre dairy farm. Okay, we are also in the process of acquiring Buffalo Gold Mine in USA. So those are the two confirmed sites. Energyme University has also identified few sites in New Jersey and in New York area. So those will be additional sites, which we'll be working on. Number of sites has been, obviously the whole Sierra Leone is available for us in terms of implementing our project now. So there is no limit on the number of sites we can work on in Sierra Leone. Ambassador Mokwenye has identified sites in Nigeria, which we are finalizing the contracts with. So those sites are available. I have got number of sites available in Pakistan, to do the projects. In a similar way, we have number of sites available in India, but now I think the model has been sort of fine-tuned since we have now started, the joint venture agreements and the land is in place and everything is in place. So the system is in place now. So we will simply be duplicating the system of Sierra Leone in terms of what kind of formats we are using for signing the joint venture agreement, etc., will be final. Since we are getting this 65 square kilometer gold mine, and a joint venture agreement is has been developed and is going to be signed very soon. So that then becomes a model which can be duplicated with all gold miners because it has already been done. So there is no need to duplicate or reinvent the wheel because the wheel has been invented now.
Ah, okay. That's quite encouraging.
And obviously, I think you have identified and gave us a good news of a lot of sites which are available in Nairobi and Mombasa.
Yes, yeah, a lot. And if I go to the chairman of the council of governors, I'll get the whole Kenya.
I know.
So I'll if I go to the other governors, the council of governors, I'll get the entire Kenya for the programs.
And I think that is what we are after. You see, we don't want to really, spend a lot of time working with private landowners and, farmers, etc. If we can work with the governors, of each area and county, and every state, every government is interested in, enhancing their programs and, making sure that they become profitable, because the government has to become profitable also. And our project and our program actually helps the government generating more revenue for their programs.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's a time I had done a baseline survey on the idle capacities of projects that have been stored, sitting on the trucks and trucks of red.
Exactly.
And let's say the cotton journalists in the Western Circuit.
Mm-hmm.
The cotton journalists are dead. We can use those ones and come up with a program where the government can start generating revenue.
Sure.
The community can start benefiting from the programs.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of idle capacity that can be used to boost our economy. And I'm excited about having to champion this cause for our people and for our government.
Definitely.
So that's what I'm targeting, the idle capacity within the government system.
Exactly.
We also
and I think
have,
that is ideal, because there is a lot of idle real estate out there, and every government department, every Army, Navy, Air Force, and every government department today is in need of extra revenue, and we can provide them that revenue.
Yes, and there's a facility I had discussed with one of the cabinet ministers about, it's called Madini. Madini is a site under the Ministry of Mines. They had asked me to look for an investor who can do a trading zone for all the artisans.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna explore that facility now, because it does not generate any revenue for the government.
Fine.
One, because the artisans have no system of how to sell their products. Mm-hmm. So if we can also adapt that one, it can be a free zone for all the minerals and all the metals and minerals in Kenya.
Fantastic.
Because you partner with the government.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we are really very, very ready, and we want to really, delight President Kenyatta and President Museveni and the, the new president of Tanzania to really, help everybody out, and at the same time make, these countries economically vibrant. And the countries will become economically vibrant when the governments will be economically vibrant. So our program actually helps the government, so that the government can then, turn in return, help their citizens.
Yes, and then we have, about the LAPSET corridor, Dr. Misa. You know about the LAPSET corridor?
No, I'm not aware of that. Please, shed some light on it.
Yeah, I have a letter from the government, from the authority, where I was going to look for, I had been charged to look for investors. The LAPSET corridor is a corridor that comes from Lamu all the way to South Sudan, trespassing Ethiopia. All the country, the East African countries have a stake in the corridor.
Okay.
After this one, I'll be sharing with you, because within the corridor there are 3 cities. There are 3 cities to be built. Mm-hmm. There are 14 baths along the coastline to be built. There's a highway. There's a highway to be built. There's also a railway line. Mm-hmm. There are 3 airports. And along the way, there are a lot of little development projects. I'm gonna share with you immediately on email. It's a big project.
Please do that.
I have the letter from the government, but now it is being developed under African Union.
Okay.
Because it's touching multiple countries.
Yeah, Dr. Wilfred, have you updated the profile? You say you also updated. You've not shared with me.
No, I think I've shared with everybody. I've shared with everybody. So go to the today's date. The profile has today's date on it. And, Dr. Winfred just shared her, profile image with me. And I, sort of immediately updated the image, as well as I also included the links of our meeting, in Sierra Leone. So it's a completely updated profile with today's date on it, which I've shared with everybody. So it is out there in our, WhatsApp groups.
What Dr. Henry is talking about when you present a document to the government, normally it's procedural to refer them to the link. So we have to simplify that by printing out the document. So what I was doing a little profiling so that we are able to present to the government authorities, because the handwritten cannot refer them to the link of the web of our the website. But by the way, do we have a website for SAM? We have a website.
I'm currently using, we don't have a really formal website of SAM's TQLMA Global, but since, the website of our technology partners are already available, and if you go to my About Me update group, which is About Me, website, and that website, I continually update that website. My Blogspot link has got all the presentations which we are doing. So there are 100+ presentations out there. And then the website of all my technology partners are listed in my About Me group. So that's a very, very useful link, which can be shared with everybody. And they can go through the current updates and then, the current forms, etc., which we have available, our current profile. I have to update my, today's profile in that About Me link also, which I will do just after this meeting. So, but that is a useful, web link, which has got the website of all our technology partners and everybody. So I think that is working well for me, and I'm using that currently until we develop our own, SAM's TQLMA global website, which is, which can be communicated then to everybody.
Yeah, I was able to pick that in the document I'm working on. I went to your page and picked all the websites for the technology partners and I pasted in the document. Correct. So that at least can be cover up, because most of the people say, where are you in the website? So it's good to direct them there. But
definitely.
I'm satisfied with that. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that.
So now I think we have got everything we need in place in terms of finance, in terms of all the technologies, in terms of all the system of really managing the finance and managing the projects. So everything is in place. And I think the one, final presentation and the final updated sort of profile, along with, and that profile contains the Sierra Leone presentation also. So that profile probably is self-sustaining in a way, and all the pieces of information needed can be extracted from that, and we move forward. So I think with that note, I would like to conclude this meeting, because I've got 1 minute to conclude this session. And then I think we will continue with additional details and, all the other working arrangements immediately after, say, in about 5 minutes after we conclude this meeting. So let me conclude this meeting, and then, so that we can move forward with executing our projects in, East Africa as well as in West Africa. And then, after that, some initial